base rush operational. And then a meeting today. Be on the lookout. Hope Stock 2025. Hope Stock 2025. Keep them prayers coming, because good meeting today that if everything works out, it's going to be the best we've ever done. That's basically my update.
Oh, that's pretty huge. There's a lot in there. Yeah, you're not bored ever. You're busy, you're moving, and all these things are coming together. I'm so excited to see all this. So, and Hope Stock, what would be the dates for that?
That is the last weekend in July. Don't ask for dates right now, because that's 2025.
But mark your calendars. You can pull that out and go ahead and block off that last weekend in July 2025.
Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Boom. Block that off and say, I'm going to McKenna, Illinois. Now, with all this stuff, folks, I couldn't be doing it if it wasn't for Susan, Kirk, Christy, and everybody else on the Die Hard team. Okay? I can't do it alone. They work very hard, but they need your help too. What can you bring to this mission? If you can't bring time or talents, we understand. Pray for us. If you're too busy with all your side hustles, but you go, I want to, become a patron. Help in any way you can. I can't stress, teamwork makes the dream work. My people hear it, I don't know how many times a week in all the meetings we have. I really don't know.
It says it all, though, and that is something I know I've repeated that I don't know how many times when I've talked about what this organization is and what it needs. And again, yeah, teamwork does make the dream work. We need the hands, we need the hearts, we need the minds, all the pieces to wrap around here and keep moving it forward, because you're doing a ton and the momentum is moving. We got to keep it rolling forward, and the more hands and the more we can surround that and enhance that, sky's the limit.
Again, folks, I'm not going to quit. I can't. The veterans of America deserve everything I can do. I don't want fame. I don't want fortune. I just want to help them find hope. So I understand we have a guest tonight.
We do. I am so excited to get a chance to catch up, actually. Jason is a wonderful gentleman who has had some conversations with Kurt already, but I have not had the pleasure yet, other than the few minutes before the show started. So I am super, super excited to bring Jason in from No More 9 to 5 Club. He works with a lot of veteran nonprofits, and I'm going to go ahead and bring him on in here to go ahead and give yourself an introduction here. Tell us a little bit more about who you are. So welcome to this program here. I'm so glad you're with us.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you for having me. Hey, everybody. So a real quick story. I was born in the Caribbean. I grew up in South Florida, grew up poor, knew what I didn't want in life, and ended up joining the military to change my circumstances like a lot of us do, right? I was supposed to be a aviation technician. I ended up being a prison guard in Guantanamo Bay, assisting with CIA interrogations, got a couple Navy and Marine Corps Achievement Medals, and I got out. And I started living the American dream, going to school full time. I even got a job helping disabled veterans overcome barriers to employment. Nice, cushy government job. Didn't pay very well, though. And bought my first house with my first kid. And my HOA told me I was not allowed to plant a fruit tree in my yard. that was a problem for me personally. So I decided that I had to make a change and take a career making more money. So I got into sales, and after 7 years, I retired as the number one guy in a large company. And that's when I started looking at philanthropy and a whole lot of other things. So we had multiple nonprofits, and we saw a lot of need. We helped a lot of people on the back end without any bank accounts or anything like that, or even any formal ties with the government as far as like a 501c3. So we decided to actually put some labels on it so we can get some help. And then we started scaling some other businesses, and now that's where we're here now. That's the quick story.
Excellent. So I know you have been introduced to the mission here and what we all do. So I guess I'm curious what thoughts you have as far as how you're in touch with a lot of other nonprofits, and what, just on the surface of what you've seen so far, what kind of possibilities are you seeing ahead of what's happening here?
Well, a ton of possibilities. This is a beautiful space for us to be in. There's a lot of support. I've been trying to accumulate people that can write grants, can go after those dollars to support us. Also looking at different ways to actually make sure that our voices are being heard, right? A lot of times, any solopreneur, small business, even a nonprofit, they don't exactly get the best of the best in terms of website development or advertisements and things like that. A lot of these large companies that keep the secrets, they don't just assist us because of who we are and what we're doing. So I do try to reach out to those folks. I try to acquire as many experts as I can. And when I explain to them, hey, I run a veterans philanthropist meeting. It's like a whole bunch of other combat vets that have their own nonprofits. We're all trying to assist each other and help other veterans with whatever their issues are so that they can have a better future. I get a few people that say, all right, I'll give you my best secrets. I'll assist the mission. So those people I bring along and I introduce and pass on to share. And, I was mentioning it briefly, but even one of my clients came in, and he's not a veteran, but he loves veterans. A lot of people in his family were veterans, and he's got 20 acres in Florida. He wants to do something very similar. We call it the Pay It Forward Ministries. My boy Rodney, I would love to facilitate an introduction because I think he told me you need one of these in every state, right?
That's our plan, is to put a facility in every state.
Okay.
I cannot stress this enough when it comes to our community support programs. I hit it on the brief. Our ministry partners. We invite any ministry to join our mission. What we ask from our ministry partners: pray for us, share, and let your congregation know of our needs. That's it. We in turn do everything we can to promote our ministry partners. Our resource partners or other nonprofits that understand that, meaning that together everyone will accomplish more. The teamwork, right? We ask them to share our mission, and in return, we will share theirs. But if you have a program, bring it to our facilities. I will give you office space free of charge to use. I'm not an expert on everything. None of my people are. Why should we invest resources and funds into something that somebody else has already developed and has a proven track record? And then, of course, we have our facility suppliers and our mission suppliers. There's so much we can do for each other. Brother, you're on this podcast. Congratulations, you made it through the cut. Okay? It is. This is a hard thing to get onto.
I appreciate you.
Susan and Kurt handle all that. I trust them explicitly. If they say we got a guest, go. I'll be glad to meet them. Okay? If they don't feel you're going to fit this mission, sorry, folks. You can scream at me all you want, but if they say no, then guess what? I trust them. I delegated that to them. They run this podcast. I just have the privilege to show up and tell everybody what we're doing.
So how did the connection originally happen? I'm not even sure how you and Kurt crossed paths.
Oh, well, I can answer that. So one of my good friends, partners, Maury, who is a brain entrainment engineer.
I love Maury.
Yes, Maury hooked us up. So Maury and I have co-created something called Mind Trainer Pro, and he has his triliminal recordings. And I think I mentioned earlier we talk about quantum enlightenment. So we love talking about the power of God, but I also like to get into the science behind it, right? Because God wants his warriors to win. He wants us to do better. He wants us to assist each other, to attract with the law of attraction, to be the shining light, the beacon for each other. So, I look for all those tools so we can bring to the flock, right? Because not everybody is a wolf. Some of us are trained to go out, and just like back in the days, right? We got to take care of our tribes. So I try to find the best of the best. And when I came across Maury, I realized what he had, and obviously that's how we met. That's how I got here. So another very valuable connection and part of my process. So one of the things I will mention, and maybe I should mention this that Kurt knows, and I should say that we love to give veterans free stuff, right? Because like I got to this point, I'm already financially independent. I saved my money. I bought houses. I bought different things that made my money make money for me while I sleep. And I invested heavily in my own education, my own self-worth, my own value, breaking my egos so that way I can go through life without expectation, passing judgment, and a whole lot of other things that really held me down. It's all in the word. So once you open up your heart and mind and you really start to get it, not just understand the words, but actually walk the walk, it's a whole different life. And so all our brothers and sisters, we have multiple nonprofits. We donate our time, we donate our resources, we give our best tech to them for free. And of course, if anybody watching this wants to support and you're not a veteran, a large portion of the proceeds that we have set up go to the people who come in. So I'd be happy to write a check to Project Die Hard for the rest of my life every month.
Brother, any help we get, all I say is thank you and God bless. Okay? Whether somebody gives us $22 a month or $22,000 a month, right? I personally will never know what the person gives. I won't. My accountant and treasurer get the name and the amount people donate. All I get is the name. So all I can ever say at any event or facility or meeting like this is thank you and God bless. That's it. Before the show, we talked, right? People, it's on record. It's out there. I turned down $2 million. $2 million. Because they wanted us to remove God from this mission. Not going to happen. He saved my life when I had a 45 sitting right there. He put this mission on me. He brought Susan, Kurt, Christy, and everybody else that helps do this mission. And I just say thank you and God bless. You probably heard, last week I spent 2 days in the hospital because I thought I had a heart attack. They did all the tests. Doc says, heart's fine. It must have been a stress-related thing. So what'd I do? Handed him a bunch of volunteer applications to hand out. What else can I do? God will send people. I know this. Because he did it right here tonight.
I love seeing and making these connections. This is beautiful. I know. So I got a question for you, Jason. I know you work with a lot of nonprofits. So as a nonprofit is getting things rolling and they're working on getting the wheels under them and because there's a lot that goes into it, right? To get those moving forward. What is the best advice that you can give to organizations that are looking to, especially on the financial side, make those leaps forward? What is some ideas that you have, or that the different groups that you've worked with? What are some of the best things that you can share as far as advice to make things go faster and farther as efficiently as possible?
Sure. Well, for one thing, I'd start with is probably the organic strategy, right? For a nonprofit to really touch the hearts and souls of people and make a difference, you want to make sure that without spending any money, any advertisements, anything like that, and you can attract a tribe of people that believe in this mission, that want to assist with this mission. So that's the first thing that's important to me for any nonprofit, is the core fundamentals of the nonprofit and the foundation of the people that are running. Where are their hearts at, right? Because I've seen nonprofits started for various reasons, but the ones that actually work, the ones that make sense, are the real deal people like y'all who want to see a mission not just for the short term, but are in it for the long haul. And then secondly, after you have the right foundation of people, put them to work, get other experts, take advantage of those Google ad spend grants and all those other things and tools that are out there. Don't leave money on the table, right? If it's a small investment, like I always tell people, like to get the Google ad spend grants, $10,000 a month, and to get it set up and running, you don't have to pay an agency $1,000 a month like some of these places will make you believe. You can partner with people like we've partnered with interns. We take on aspiring entrepreneurs and we train them. And next thing you know, they're so appreciative that they're working for us and they're helping our clients hit their goals too. So you just got to find people, find good mentors, find the good circle, and don't be afraid to ask, because the answer is going to be no 100% of the time unless you ask for help.
Go on, Sue. Tell them.
I love it. Yeah. If you don't ask, it's an automatic no. So yeah, you don't. The other phrase I know I've heard from Kurt often: you don't get what you don't ask for. So ask for it.
I tell my people all the time, God has the person out there that can cut the check to totally fund this mission, that doesn't want fame or fortune. They just what, Susan?
They just want to see this succeed.
Oh, they haven't heard of us.
They haven't heard of us yet. We do not want to be the best kept secret out there.
Okay? If all people can do is share our mission, it'll grow.
Can I comment on that?
Feel free.
Because I love the power of prayer. You mentioned prayer earlier. And I know, and I can't speak for everybody, but I know when I pray, I'm usually motivated by whatever the conversation is that I'm having with God to actually take an action. So for those people that are praying, I want to make sure that I remind y'all that you have more power to manifest when you're not praying too. When you're praying, that's your one-on-one time with God. When you're not praying, it's your one-on-one time with the rest of the 3D world, everybody else right here. And you need to make sure you're still being that child of God that you were in prayer. Manifest that. If that's on your mind, if that's what's happening, if that's in your heart, turn it into right here, a reality on earth, because that's what he wants for all of us.
Again, brother, when I speak out at churches and ministries sharing my testimony, because I'm a simple guy. To me, prayer is praise. Thank you, God, for everything you're doing. I tell people, sit there in the morning and have a discussion with your father. Talk to him. He's your father. Don't be afraid to say, Dad, I'm a little upset. Don't be afraid to say, I'm confused. He's your father. Have that conversation. Pray, yes, pray, pray, pray. Pray for your loved ones. Pray for veterans. Pray. It works. I know this because we wouldn't have 20 acres and a 10,000 square foot building if it didn't. I cannot say that enough. You know, if that's the only thing you can do for this mission is pray, pray. Pray for a hedge of protection around this mission because Satan attacks us every day. I had a great, blessed day today. If you were backstage and you saw the brief, right? People have been put in place to move things forward. Now we have to do due diligence and we have to make sure everything is right. But you know what? I didn't put it in a slide deck, but Sue, what was an additional duty you took on about 2 weeks ago?
There's an amazing thing happening between Project Die Hard and SIU, Southern Illinois University. There's a beautiful partnership, relationship, whatever term you want to give it. The doors are open and we're working on the agreement to put this all together so that so many good things can happen with they're how far away
From the FOB?
from the FOB?
2 miles.
How perfect is that to have a university of their size that close? There's so many amazing partnership things that can happen there. My mind's kind of spinning with the possibilities.
Okay, folks. Susan's underplaying this. This has been working for a year and a half now. The memorandum of understanding. SIU's lawyers looked at it. Our lawyers looked at it. We discussed it. Where everybody's happy. The next thing that happens is their chancellor and me sit down, take pen in hand, and sign it. That's it. So now we're working out those logistics.
It's huge. It's going to be so good.
Congratulations. That sounds impressive.
Again, Paul Copeland, their veteran service officer there, is the one that heard about us, came down, took a tour of the FOB, says, yeah. And I take no credit for this. He did all the legwork. He put us in contact with the right people on that university that can make the decisions.
Mhm.
That's Hope Stock. I can't put too much out yet because due diligence and everybody. But a very big record label. I had a meeting today with their CEO. I know some of my people have had meetings with their people, but it finally worked through that 2 leaders could sit down and go, what can I do for you? What can you do for me? And do you want to work together? And we have a verbal agreement right now that Hope Stock 2025 will be happening. Now it just goes down to the people and step up. That's why I need volunteers.
Lot to happen between now and then, and it's doable because it's a year out. So there's so much that can happen in a year. Oh my gosh, can you even imagine where this is going to be a year from now?
Again, in our meetings, I'm already building Bob Quinn.
Mm-hmm.
In my mind, I'm already building in Pennsylvania. From this discussion tonight, I might be thinking about a fob in Florida.
That's huge.
Okay. But that's where my mind goes. Jason, you talk mental, right? A lot of people can't understand that of us leaders, of us movers. You say manifest it. I know it. Yeah. I got the layout of Bob Quinn right now in my head. I do sketch pads. My architect hates me because he's like, we can't build it that way. You don't ever tell me you can't do nothing.
I know another guy who thinks that similarly, and he's in the background here. I want to get him in here to join the conversation too. So, Kurt, I'm going to bring you on in so you can start hopping in here as well. Welcome. How you doing?
Doing good. Quite a vibe conversation you guys got going here. Good stuff. Good material.
So I know you were the connecting point here with Maury introducing Jason to the organization here. I wonder if you want to just share some thoughts you had on when you guys first met and what inspired you to say, hey, we got to have him on here because, there's a lot there.
Well, again, we give credit to Maury Zelkovich. He's the one that, kind of said, hey, Jason, what about it? And then just kind of, threw it to me to say, all right, he kind of inspired Jason and got it together. And Jason said, absolutely, send me the stuff. And, so Sue, you helped make sure Jason had everything he needed to be here. But, the no more 9-to-5 sessions in the veterans group and where we, talk with Jason hosting on Zoom and his team, it's just, really, a good experience. And some of the other contacts that are on there, the friends of Jason's that I get introduced to and who Maury knows and everything, it's, good fold to come into, good value. It's been very worth my time. And it's interesting to hear all of the business that they're talking about and how you go about it, Jason. You're a very chill character, Jason. So you're never stressed with Jason. It's like a, no stress zone with Jason and all of his activities. But Jason, what are you picking up on here in terms of what we have in McCann, Illinois, and what you're trying to do in Florida? I'm hearing Brian kind of tease like, what might the future with Florida be here, the Sunshine State, and actually the water ski capital of the world. We've talked about water skiing here, and we're part of a water ski group called the Pewaukee Gators, which is inspired by Florida. But Jason, what are you catching on to here? We're in the business of saving the lives of veterans. So how do you see this coming together?
Well, for one, I'd be honored to have Brian come to our veteran philanthropist mastermind. We do that the second and fourth Wednesday of every month. So if any of those ever fall into an open calendar, I'd love to see you there and introduce you to the group. But secondly, like you said, I've been introducing you to people, and I know a whole lot more. Not everybody shows up every time. So definitely hooking y'all up with the right people. I have veterans that run things from fixing up Lamborghinis and Ferraris to help people overcome PTSD to, skydiving and scuba diving. A whole bunch of different types of people that do different things. So we could probably make sure that you've got some interesting, qualified people to interview in the future. But also brushing shoulders, one of the things that we almost lose sometimes going into the civilian world is that camaraderie that we get from being in the military. And when you're around a group of veterans, you get a lot of camaraderie. But when you target those veterans down to nonprofit owners, the camaraderie is unreal. So really a good thing, a good synergy, a good group to support in multiple ways. And, we're all just genuinely out there trying to help each other, because I think a lot of us, just the fact that we're alive, we count so many blessings. We have so much gratitude that we have this mentality of service, of serving each other, of helping each other win. And I think all of us at this point are beyond the dopamine boost stage, and we're in the long-term serotonin winning. Going back to Maury's triliminals and brain entrainment, it's important to have your mind right on this mission. And, I would love to connect those dots, and wherever I can fit in and add value, I'm there.
Hey, brother, I don't know how many emails I get every day. You need to do a side hustle. No, I don't have time to do side hustles. Okay, I don't. What a lot of people do not see, they see this Zoom right here, this restream, this podcast, right? They don't see when this thing rings at 1 o'clock in the morning with a veteran wanting to say, I give up. Because that's my day started at 1 a.m. today to that. Okay, folks, when it comes to my brothers and sisters, I always have an ear. And I will do everything to help you. But I am only one man. And I only have so much. Yeah. Brother, I can't thank you enough for being here. This is, look, Kurt does the 9 to 5. Get with Kurt, send him all the information on the mastermind thing. He'll plug it into my calendar, because this Wednesday is our fellowship breakfast, right? Right after that, I got to get on the road, drive to Springfield, Illinois for 5 days. We were the Illinois Veterans of Foreign Wars Auxiliary President's Special Project last year. So, I have an ambassador that lives 5 miles from the event, but no, they want me there. And
Everyone wants a piece of you. Come on.
I'm happy to go, right, wherever God calls. But I got to sit there and do all the press stuff and the thank yous and all that stuff that they want. Cool. When I come back from there, I got to run back up into Illinois on the 13th for a VFW post that did a thing for us, and ambassador lives 5 miles from them, and no, they want me there because they're going to give us a check. Okay.
Yay.
It's a blessing.
Yeah.
But when I can't make it, sometimes it offends people. This is why, folks, I need ambassadors. I need ambassadors. Because, look, I'll do my best. But there's some events I have to say I cannot make it. Because I'm at the FOB giving a tour, or I'm helping a veteran. My team can tell you that was it 5 or 6 months ago, we had all those meetings scheduled, and the text that went out was, you guys handle it because I'm dealing with a veteran. Boom. You know, that's my first and foremost call him. That's it. Okay, my soapbox over.
Good. Go ahead, Jason.
Brian, let me touch on that because your story resonates with me a lot. My good friend, he's my chief operating officer, Jordan. He's helped us assist over 1,000 veterans since we worked at the state. He had to put a rule in place, and it's work and other things like that. He's got free time. He's homeschooling the kids, but it's the emotional attachment. A lot of times when we're helping somebody, we're genuinely caring about the results. And if you're trying to genuinely care for multiple people at the same time, what'd you say? It takes three to help one. If you're trying to care for three and you're one, you might be on the wrong side of that emotionally. You might get drained. 1 o'clock in the morning for you to pick up the phone, you need to get your sleep before you go up there and pick up that check so you can continue funding these missions and get these people the help they need. We need you, and this is one of the things that I preach. We need you at your A game. We need you well taken care of. As the tip of the spear, as the leader, you need to make sure that you have everything around you so that you can excel. So that's where your call for ambassadors makes a ton of sense. People, in order for this is one man, this is one team. And as this team gets more support, as this team gets more power, as this team gets more traction, as people are actually talking about it on a daily basis, coming back weekly, they're supporting, they're bringing in more power, more ambassadors, the chances of this coming to fruition go way up. And that's what he talked about when he talked about, that manifestation, right? It. And in order to properly manifest something, you have to have that conversation with God. You have to get that blessing. He has to say, yeah, this is happening. And the path is so clear. And then you just have to transcribe it. You have to tell others. You have to lead. You have to say, hey, I've been shown the light. And this is where we're going to go. Who wants to help us get there? Who's coming with me?
Brother, no lie. When we first got this land, I spent a week up there in a tent, walking through 20 acres in that building, going, thank you, praise you. What does it have to be? What does it have to be? I know where every building's going. I know the purpose of the building. I know where the water line has to run down the back 20 to the retreat center. I know it. I just need help making it. Trust God. That's all I can say. If you have an idea, you can ask my team. I want to hear every idea, right? Every idea I want to hear. Because that's how the best comes.
In the background, I believe we have one more special guest joining us, but I don't see his face on the screen right now. So I just wanting to kind of ask if he's there. Kurt, can you see? Oh, because you would never believe, but this mission is Santa approved. So, Jason, if you're not familiar with that, that is something that you are going to want to become familiar with, because there's nothing more special than actually being Santa approved. So that's but you can get the whole scoop on that by watching a previous episode we had here. But Santa Papa John's a pretty spectacular fella. Oh my gosh, and like magic, there he is. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing well. It's been a crazy busy day, and it was an absolutely wonderful weekend. And I I missed last week, so I thought I'd better pop on and see how everybody's doing. So, hello, Jason. How are you? I'm Santa, and these guys do tremendous work, as you well know. But even they need a helping hand from the big guy once in a while.
Nice to meet you.
And we are so happy to have it. Okay, Santa approved. Look, folks, his elves dug in deep. You don't get Santa approved by being a flake.
Now we even let Kurt on the project every now and then.
Yeah.
So how did everybody have a great weekend? I talked to Kurt earlier on. I seen him a little bit earlier on, but I know I whipped up to Canada to visit the old man, and he's still going strong and 92 and a half years old, and he's still strong and still sharp as a tack, and got to see some children and some grandchildren. So I wasn't online maybe 10 minutes all weekend, so I got refreshed and got see some wonderful scenery, and got to see some kids and grandkids and seen some friends, and threw some more amazing ideas at Santa. You need to be doing this, and you need to be doing this, and we love your idea, and we got some more ideas. So I got a bunch more ideas coming down the tube.
Excellent. That's exciting to hear. I'm so glad you had a chance to get with family and get rejuvenated. And it helps, doesn't it? Being around.
Oh, absolutely. When you're around family, there's no way to rejuvenate better than that, let me tell you. And just spending time up there and doing the drive. I come back in a major thunder and lightning storm last night, so that was a little bit interesting of a light show. But hey, 3 million miles under the belt, just another day at the office. Just keep driving.
Gotta love it. And how many times around the world is that?
About 120 times around the equator.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of good stories that need to be told here with all the fun adventures that Santa's been on, and actually an interview you had recently too with Barry Shore, the ambassador of joy.
Absolutely. And I mean, we both fed off each other like kids eating a lollipop, and holy moly, we were giggling and laughing and just it was so much fun. It was incredible, the stories that we were able to tell. No, you cannot go to the bathroom. You're a big boy.
No. How come ambassador of what?
Joy.
How come he's not on this podcast?
He's got an amazing story, Brian, if you don't know who that gentleman is.
I want to join. Who's that?
Marianne is a great friend of ours. Marianne of Waikiki, currently Marianne de Mexico. We'll have to see about getting her on here in a future episode, because I know we are getting to the end here and wrapping up, but she's got an amazing story of her own that she's telling the world, and we appreciate her very much.
Where's home, Jason?
South Florida.
South Florida. I hear it's a little warm down there.
Yeah, we definitely put away the winter gear for the year already.
Absolutely, but that's okay, because I at this time of year don't promote Christmas. I promote, as Mrs. Claus says, Santa's cause. Happiness, positivity, joy, and loving and caring and sharing.
Bringing a smile one at a time and groups at a time. And Santa shows up and it just puts a smile on your face, doesn't it?
Absolutely. And I did that more than a few times walking into a few buildings this week, and all of a sudden, Santa's here. Everybody just giggled and laughed and smiled, and that's what it's all about, And again, we share the word, one word at a time, about this amazing organization, and we see the posts, we share the posts, we get the word out there. more people need to know about this foundation, this amazing organization, because, Brian and the other members have got hearts the size of the moon, and it is such a worthwhile cause that unfortunately our government doesn't seem to care too much about the veterans. So, organizations like this need to step up to give our veterans some of the assistance that they need. Every little organization, and there's quite a few of them out there. And then that's really too bad that our country has to make organizations like this stand as proud and generous as they are, when there should be the bigger hand coming down to help. But that's deaf ears and deaf eyes, and
That's a whole other conversation, because we can talk about how Roman legionnaire veterans
oh yeah,
go and start their own villages.
absolutely.
Okay.
But if we all contribute a little bit, we all add a smile, we all add a handshake, it'll make the organization a much happier, a much more productive, and a much more successful mission, one at a time.
Excellent. Can't thank you enough for joining us here tonight, Santa. And I do want to take just a moment here and remind everybody that the Fill the Can effort is happening right now. So I want that to be top of mind here as we are wrapping up for tonight. But before we close up shop, I do want to turn this back to Jason for just another moment to see what kind of final thoughts you might have after this conversation we've had here this evening. We're grateful to have you joining us, and we look forward to all the good things that are to come here. So, Jason, I just want to give the mic over to you for a moment.
Yeah, no, I really appreciate that. Thank you. So a lot of joy here from Santa, and we talk about joy and all things good and helping the veterans. And I usually leave just a short response. Remember to smile. It's a good look on you. But in all honesty, everybody, it's a smile on the outside. Even when you're praying to God at night, you're supposed to have the gratitude, but you're supposed to also be 100% genuine. Be your best self. Live that gratitude. Make it who you are. Make sure the quality of your thoughts are going to lead to the quality of life that you deserve. So, thank you.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Jason. We really do appreciate you, and I'm excited for what's yet to come. And Brian, I'm going to give you one more turn on the mic here. Final thoughts?
Pray, share, volunteer, donate. Brothers and sisters, do not give up. You met some great people on this screen tonight. You know we care. Be with us tomorrow. Be with us tomorrow. Don't give up. That's all I got on that. Whenever I close, that's what I tell them.
Excellent. Well, we look forward to hearing about the breakfast that will be at IHOP this Wednesday in Paducah, Kentucky. So come on out to the IHOP between, let's see here, it was 7 and 9:30. Do I have the time right?
0700 to 0930 hours.
Excellent. Show up. Everybody is welcome to show up. Come on out and
Not welcome. Wanted.
Yes. You are wanted. You need to show up. If you are in the vicinity,
Show up and break bread with heroes. A great message from one of our ministry partners this weekend. There's a big difference between you are welcome or you are wanted.
Absolutely.
You are wanted, because if you don't show up, you're going to be missed.
Excellent. Well, thank you guys so much for being here this evening. This again is the Project Die Hard Mission Monday update. We are grateful for all that everybody is doing to contribute along the way here. And again, stay tuned for all the wonderful things yet to come. Next week, same time, same place. We'll be back here, 6:30 p.m. Central for our next Mission Monday update.